Good afternoon. It is getting to be extremely cold in Manchester. I'm feeling kind of chilly, but today is Wednesday. I have much to do. 10 a.m. tomorrow I have another presentation, which I think I mentioned in my last video. It's my prime editing presentation, and luckily my part this time is much less significant. It's about half the time. So I'm only talking for about 3.5 minutes, which is such a great feeling, but I only have the rest of this evening to learn my script, and I want to do well, so I'm going to be doing that, but I also need to do a food shop, and it's better to go before like 5 p.m. because that's when it gets really busy. So I might go now. I need to just buy everything. Literally all I have in my fridge is oat milk, butter and mayonnaise. No vegetables, nothing fresh, not even cheese. So this morning I met with my group at 9 a.m. until 11 a.m. and we went through the presentation, we made some design changes, and we just made sure everyone was happy with the quality of it. Then I went to the library for a couple of hours. I did all of my emails for YouTube, which I've been putting off for ages, and I also did some reading for my literature review, which I've still not started, but I will be starting it soon. The first draft is due in a couple weeks, and before I start the draft I need to send an outline of like bullet points to my supervisor just to make sure that I'm along the right lines, and so that is due in 2 days, my little outline. Right now all I need to worry about is my food shop and my presentation for tomorrow. Immediately after we do the presentation we get guidance on this essay that is due a week tomorrow, and then we have a week to write it, of course. But also on Tuesday next week I have this seminar, and we have a deadline on the same day as the essay to create a summary of that seminar, and so ideally I want to have this essay done by Tuesday, and then I will have the 2 days to focus on the summary. However, on the day of the summary my mum and my sister are coming to visit me, and that has been planned for months, and they just sprung this seminar on us on the same day, and now I'm kind of annoyed, but what can you do? So even though they'll be here, I will hopefully still be able to write the summary quickly, I hope. But yes, after I was in the library doing my readings, I went to a PhD interview workshop, which is basically just like a panel of 4 PhD students and some people from the careers team, and they just talked about what you can expect in a PhD interview and also some advice for like personal statements when you're applying. But really the personal statement isn't that important, it's quite general, it's just to get your foot in the door, and then once you have the interview you have to really shine and show your personality, show that you're authentic, why you want to be there, and to prepare yourself for a lot of different questions. And sometimes for a PhD you have a series of individual interviews, you could have a panel interview, they could ask you to make a presentation on your research or on a topic they choose, and they can give you papers and say let's discuss this, have a read, stuff like that. So lots to consider, and PhDs have kind of been in the back of my mind the last month because I keep meaning to sit down and apply to some and write some personal statements and boost my CV, but then I keep getting new deadlines and I need to do different things, and I feel like I'm getting pulled all these different directions, and I never actually make the time to apply for PhDs. But the time is now. Deadlines are passing. They have come and gone, and I'm sure I've already missed out on loads of really cool opportunities that I would have wanted to apply for. So all I can do is try and be as efficient with my time as I can. But yeah, there is just like a lot going on all the time, and I can't really stop and think about everything I need to do because I'll start getting quite overwhelmed and then I won't want to get up and do stuff. Also, with it being like late November now, the sun is barely ever out. That makes it a bit scary to go running or to walk home from uni after like 6 p.m. It gets kind of creepy and cold and misty, so I am tending to feel like inclined to stay at home, but I do work really well out of my room in the library. Anyway, I guess it's time to do a food shop. There's just so many things I need and everything ran out at once, like even my fairy liquid, my moisturizer, my SPF, my cleanser, all of my food. And I wish I could just put it off, but like I need all these things to function and I can't just do my work 24/7, so it's kind of forcing me to go on a little walk and have a break, I guess. But then I will spend like 5 hours practicing my presentation on and off, like record myself, listen to it, think about my tone and my delivery, and then try again and maybe change a few words and then try and write it down from memory, stuff like that. It's really not that serious, but I get very nervous before presentations, and so I'm trying to make myself feel like well equipped. Anyway, let's go to the shop, even though I really do not want to right now.
Scan an item.
Hello, I just got home and I showered very quickly, got dressed again, did my makeup again. I just had my presentation this morning and I didn't really have enough time to shower before because I was just practicing. Like this morning in like an hour and a half, I went from very, very nervous to like almost confident. And then we had it and it went completely fine. I didn't forget any lines, and he did ask me a question afterwards which I kind of didn't know the full answer to, but I answered it to the best of my ability. I'm going to go back to campus, head to the library, and I'm going to start on my essay. I don't know what to do because I want to take my songbook bag. I don't want to have to carry my laptop, it's really heavy, but the library gets very busy and some days there are no computers free. There are only empty desks available for laptops, and so I don't want to go all the way, not take my laptop, and then have nothing to work on. That would be kind of annoying. But I want to take my beautiful bag. But honestly, at this point, maybe I am procrastinating a little bit and I just need to go. I also missed my 5k training run this morning, which made me kind of sad. But I know I'll make up for it another time, so it's okay. I'm kind of at the point where I know I can run regularly and it's not really a matter of convincing myself to do it or that I can do it. It's just finding the time because I'm getting increasingly busier and busier and I don't want to miss out on any opportunities, but I'm also kind of running out of any time to do new things. So maybe I need to start prioritizing what is more important, and some things will just have to be forgotten, but hopefully we don't get to that point. Let's go before I keep talking for ages. I'd like to take a moment to thank Unriddle, who is a sponsor of today's video. Unriddle is an AI research assistant that helps you quickly find insights in scientific literature so that you can read and write papers faster. Unriddle's AI extracts specific information from PDF, Word documents, PowerPoints, and images that you upload. Ask the AI questions to get quick summaries and simplified explanations. You can also upload video lectures or paste links to YouTube videos for instant summaries, saving time when you need it the most. Unriddle can also help you find citations to back up your writing. Simply highlight your text and press Cite. You can change the citation format in Settings. I love that Unriddle creates a summary for each paper and generates questions for you to ask. If you're looking for a concise answer, you can keep the word limit at 120 words, but you can remove this limit for a more detailed response. It's also really helpful that Unriddle can direct you to the exact location in the paper that it's sourcing the information from. Make this semester a good one with Unriddle. Try it out now for free, or use code leah20 for a 20% discount on your premium subscription. Thank you again, Unriddle. Good morning. It's 6:55. I have therapy in 1 hour. I already made a new to-do list for the week, so I'm just gonna sit here, eat my breakfast, and pack my bag, get dressed, do my makeup, just so that I can leave once therapy is done. Today's a library day. My mum and my sister are visiting me tomorrow afternoon and all of Wednesday. So I need to get a lot of work done today. I have an essay that I want to submit by tomorrow at 1, because at 1 I have this seminar on plant cell walls and we have to write a summary for that due in 2 days. Yeah, I don't know if that made any sense, but basically I need to finish this essay today and half of tomorrow. So I did some planning for it last week, luckily, so hopefully it's not too hard.
Honestly, sometimes with the person stealing, if it's like food.
I just washed my face, I've got my electric blanket, and I've got my journal, and so I'm all set to sit in this spot without moving for the next 2 hours.
Would it have been nice to just grow up with a healthy, wholesome, intuitive relationship with food? Level is so much higher. I needed to. Pushing off breakfast doesn't save any dessert, and you're not worth less. If really dramatic, but also slightly traumatic. Could post more content and make more money and hustle.
So I just had my therapy and I will share some of what we spoke about this week. It was quite an insightful session, and I find talking about it on camera afterwards kind of helps me to reinforce what I've learned. Sometimes I feel like there's this transition period between having my therapy and then starting my day where I just have to kind of reevaluate everything I've just spoken about. Today we focused a lot on my fear of failure. I think I hold myself back very much because I'm really afraid of trying and failing. I view failure as such a bad thing when really it's just evidence that you tried and it still helps you grow even if you didn't achieve what you wanted. This kind of ties in to feelings of inadequacy for me. I've spoken before about how I really lack confidence in myself and my abilities, and I kind of reinforce this by minimizing my achievements no matter what they are. One example of this is now with running. If you would have told me 6 weeks ago that I ran 10 miles, I would have been really impressed. But then yesterday I did it and I started to tell myself, like, it's not impressive, it's not something to be proud of, like anyone could do that if they tried. Which is just so bizarre, like that I feel the need to kind of convince myself that I've not achieved anything and that I don't need to feel proud. Going forward this week, I want to stop viewing failure as this be-all end-all of horrible things that I must avoid at all costs, and I want to kind of respond to the version of myself that feels I can't do things and just see why I feel like that. I'll be going to the library later, and I already know when I'm sat there working I'm gonna start thinking pretty negatively about myself. I tend to avoid thinking because I expect it to end up in a spiral of like feeling anxious, and the more I do that and the more I try and not think, the worse it gets, because I never address anything. I just kind of try and brush everything away and move on, and that's just not how it works. Like, stuff will come back until you address it. And so yeah, I am extending my suffering there, like forcing myself to ignore things and just keep working, and eventually it's just gonna get me. And I think that's why so often I get these periods of just like not being able to work or do anything or go on a walk or watch TV. Like sometimes it just feels like I can't physically, I can't make myself do stuff anymore, and I think it is because I neglect my inner thoughts so much and I don't allow myself any space to like fail until it gets to this overwhelming stage where I can't do anything but sit there and I guess fail in a way. So yeah, just gonna try and let myself live day by day. That always helps me so much, just viewing life as one day at a time, because I will think about the future so much and it makes me so scared because I don't know what's gonna come, and I'm just scared of a lot of things, to be honest. Really scared. I am like the least chill person you would ever meet, ever, not gonna lie. So I'm trying to work on that. I think the first step to healing from anything is just admitting that you do it and that it's not good for you. I can just start by trying new things and seeing how that part of me feels and asking myself, like, are you okay? Even now, I just sat here for 20 seconds and I thought about all the things I need to do today, and I could feel this anxiety in my chest. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna do all that. I don't know how, but I'm most certainly not going to achieve anything if I just sit here and think about it and feel scared. So yeah, that's all I really have to say. But if you get it, you get it. If you don't, good for you. Perhaps it gives you some more perspective on how other people might think. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm literally the only person in the world that thinks like this, because it is so messed up. It's okay though, you know, I'm trying. Whatever. But how am I meant to leave my heated blanket at home and go to the library with no blanket? Let's go. Good morning, it's 7 a.m. I just had some breakfast. Toast, of course. And I'm about to go to the gym I'm just going to run my 8k on the treadmill, and then I'm going to come home and shower, finish off my essay. I got to about 700 words yesterday and I made a really nice figure that I'm really proud of, so hopefully I can get that done. And then 1 p.m. I need to go to a seminar, but before I do that I need to like make sure I understand exactly what they want me to write so that I know what to listen for, because it's not being recorded and we have to do it on this seminar. So I think it's to kind of test our listening skills and how we can absorb information in a strict time frame. But I've never done anything like that, so I'm a little bit like, not nervous, but kind of like cautious that it might be harder than I thought. But after that I'm gonna go and I'm gonna meet my mum and my sister because they're coming to visit me and they're staying tonight in a hotel, so I'm happy, and we're gonna go out for dinner. So yeah, it's gonna be a really good day. I'm really excited to go on my run, and I had previously been very uncomfortable running on the treadmill because they didn't have a fan and it would get so hot and I was just not used to it. But when I went on Sunday and did my long run, I found that this different type of treadmill has a really good fan on it, and so now I feel really reassured that if it's ever raining or dark or icy, I can just go to the gym. And I love the gym, it's a great gym, so I'm feeling really positive this morning and just like ready to start my day. So yeah, I'm just gonna get dressed and go.